aboriginality, aboriginally, adjective, aborigine, Latin, from the very first, from the source or origin. Aborigine, noun, one of the original or earliest known inhabitants of a country or region. Aborigines, the original fauna or flora of a region. And a touchstone. So you see, you already know that those apply. Right. So our because aborigines are noun and a touchdown is a noun. So, you know, slash, use both of it, use it all, reclaim everything, because everything's ours anyways, right? But reclaim with the mindset that you know you're claiming everything even if you only use one of the terms. Because you can use one term and sum it all up, which is where people go with using a touchdown. Right? A touchdown. Noun. A touchdowns, O-N-E-S. An aboriginal inhabitant. One of the indigenous animals or plants of a region. Ecology. Geology. The geological formation formed in the region where found. Autochthonous. Aboriginal. Indigenous. Opposed to heterotochthonous. Pathol, found in the part of the locality in which it originates, as a disease acquired in the place where the patient is. Psychology, of or pertaining to the ideas that arise independently of the individual's own train of thought and seem instead to have some alien or external agency as their source. Geology, of rocks, minerals, etc. formed in the region where found. Right? So you can, you know what I mean, use all of them, make use of all your stuff. Just make sure you know what the hell you're saying. Because it's your words. You know, like we tell people, it's not anything Cujo said and all that stuff. You better know what you're talking about. Razi, Islam. Does the Prophet stipulate in order to change the people, you must change their literature? And if so, where can that quote be located? That quote is from, I think it's, there was an article. It's one of the Moorish Guide articles. That was this one here. But there's a Moorish Guide article speaking about the newspaper and the importance of the literature that Moors put out their own literature. That specific quote that the question is asked about is in the Moorish literature. I just can't remember where. But there is an article, right? Because if we say somebody made that up, Noble Drew Ali never said that. Okay, fine, he never said that, but he did say a strong free press is the best possible safeguard for the liberties in general promotion and defense of the interests of strong free people. Right? So the strong free people should have a free press because the press is going to safeguard their liberties, which when we look at the quote, in order to change people, you must change your literature. The only way that you're changing the literature is by putting it out yourself. Is by realizing you're not Negro black colored, and all those books that you wrote as Negro black colored, rewrite those books with more as the foundation and change the literature so that the people can have this different perspective. Right? So apologies, I don't know where that is, to be honest with you, but there is articles by Noble Drew Ali about the importance of us having our own press to tell our own story. So that's you know, that's what it is, right? Peace and Islam. This is Brother Atumre L. I'm writing because there is a surge of Moors popping up with new perspectives on what the Prophet brought to us to nationalize themselves. The most recent is this so-called authentication of the birth certificate in order to be of a free state of the Republic. These certain Moors claim through international laws that this is the only way in this era of human rights to properly reclaim one's nationality, since it was stripped from us in 1774. For more clarity on what I'm talking about, please check out this website, www.unitedstatesrepublic.us, as to see the claims they make. They say unless it is done like this, then one is not a Moor and still considered stateless. These claims they make are supported by an international document called The Meaning of Nationality in International Law in an Era of Human Rights. So by the way of an oath to the state in which you live, and an authenticated birth certificate with notary form, the Secretary of State and the regular notary, one is then a citizen of the Free State of the Republic and recognized as a Moor. So you're going to the now check how this goes, right? So in order for you to be recognized as a Moor, you have to go to the Secretary of State of a private corporation with a birth certificate that's authenticated by a bar associate notary, barrister. Once you get those things, send it to the Secretary of State, they're going to send you back a sealed letter saying that you're a Moor. Did Muhammad Ali have to do something like that when he switched his name from being Cassius Clay? And he took the Moorish name Ali? Did he authenticate birth certificate? He didn't authenticate birth certificate. You had one. I'm sure you had one. How come you didn't authenticate a birth certificate in order to be a Moor? How come they didn't talk about stuff like, when they talk, denouncing is U.S. citizenship and all that stuff? How come it just eventually, Cassius Clay just faded itself out of history and didn't exist? Because the individual said, oh, I'm not that. I am the I am. They give testimonies to receiving letters saying that they have the full faith and credit of the United States once they complete the said process. My question is this a necessary process to take? And actively thinking, is there any other type of procedures that can be lawfully and corrected, aided to the process presented by the Great Seal that would not conflict with the methods but make it even stronger? Is an oath to the states a good idea? Meaning one to be applied by Moors. All of this confusion is causing me to wonder about a lot, as I am still being looked at as stateless and my offspring. I hope to hear back from you soon, as this is a big concern at the moment. Peace, love, family, central, blah, blah. Okay. Now, perfect example, right, of when we say go to rvbaypublications.com and stay there for a year, this is why. Because if this individual was on rvbaypublications.com, they wouldn't even have bumped into these guys to be confused about something. Because the theme that we keep trying to sledgehammer in people's head is that this is birthright. If this is birthright, what does Secretary of State have to do with your birthright? What does a notary have to do with your birthright? What does a birth certificate have to do with your birthright? Where does this stuff coming from? This stuff coming from outsiders who are out there trying to get people to sign up with their stuff and be sold as U.S. nationals to this dissolved, bankrupt, insolvent corporation pretending to be a government. And then the people don't follow instructions. Told them, you know what I mean? Go to RVB, stay there for a year. Stay there for a year. If you stay there for a year, guaranteed. If you stay there for a year, guaranteed. After that year, nobody could play you about thinking about some U.S. whatever BS Moors are worth your time and energy to be considering stuff that they're presenting. And they're freaking dirty Moors. You see that they're dirty Moors? The fact that they're telling you go to the Secretary of State, telling you about bringing back republics. Republics wasn't nothing of the Moors. That was for Europeans. Like what? Yeah, but you say republic under. Yeah, because that's the jurisdiction that they know is the de jure jurisdiction. It was set up by the Aboriginal indigenous people here. So really what it is that they copied. So the stuff that they have is not our stuff, but the foundation of their stuff is our stuff. That's why we say enforce the Constitution for the United States of America Republic.